Welcome back to GrowBooks, the channel where we explore books that can help us think differently, grow personally, and navigate some of life's challenges. Today we're looking at 3 books to read when your partner feels more like a roommate. It's a strange situation because there may still be plenty of love in the relationship. Nothing dramatic has necessarily happened. You've simply become very good at running a life together. You organize the bills, work, meals, children, and everything else that needs doing. But conversations become practical, affection becomes less frequent, and somewhere along the way you stop feeling like a couple and start feeling more like 2 people managing the same household. If that sounds familiar, these 3 books approach reconnection from slightly different directions. The first is Hold Me Tight by Dr. Sue Johnson. This is a particularly good choice if you still care deeply about each other but feel emotionally disconnected. Sue Johnson developed emotionally focused therapy, and Hold Me Tight uses that approach to guide couples through 7 important conversations. The focus is less on grand romantic gestures and more on understanding the emotional bond between 2 people. One of the strengths of the book is that it encourages you to look underneath everyday disagreements. You might think you're arguing about housework, money, or phones, but sometimes there's another question beneath the frustration. Do I still matter to you? Are you still there for me? Can I reach you when I need you? And that's particularly relevant when your relationship starts feeling like a roommate arrangement. Sometimes you don't need more excitement. You need to feel that your partner is emotionally present again. The book does ask couples to have some vulnerable conversations, so it's probably not for someone looking for a few quick relationship tips. But if you want to understand why you've become emotionally distant, Hold Me Tight is an excellent place to start. The second book is Secure Love by Julian Menanno. This is the one I'd consider if you keep repeating the same relationship patterns. Perhaps one person asks for more attention, the other hears criticism and withdraws. That withdrawal creates more frustration, so the first person pushes harder. Before long, you're having another version of an argument you've already had many times. Secure Love uses attachment theory to help readers understand what's happening underneath these recurring patterns. Instead of simply asking who's right and who's wrong, you start asking, what keeps happening between us? Why do I react this way? Why does my partner respond that way? And what are we actually needing from each other? That doesn't mean attachment styles explain every relationship problem, and understanding a pattern doesn't excuse hurtful behavior. But it can help 2 people recognize the cycle they've fallen into rather than simply blaming each other. So, if Hold Me Tight helps you explore emotional connection, Secure Love can help you understand some of the patterns interrupting that connection. And that brings us to Invisible No More. Rediscover Yourself and Find Your Way Back to Each Other by Julian Merren. This approaches the problem from another direction, because sometimes you haven't only lost connection with your partner. You've lost some connection with yourself. Life gets busy. Work, children, family, and household responsibilities take over. You become the person keeping everything moving and taking care of the next problem. Eventually, you may look at your relationship and think, I miss us. But you may also look at yourself and think, I miss me. That's the space Invisible No More explores. The book focuses on rediscovering your identity while also strengthening your relationship. It looks at communication without blame, confidence, boundaries, friendship, appreciation, and small habits that can help 2 people begin noticing one another again. Each chapter also finishes with a Bring It to Life section containing reflections and activities that can be explored individually or together. And I think that distinction is important. Reconnecting with your partner shouldn't require disappearing further into your relationship. You can rebuild the us while rediscovering the you. So which book should you choose? If you love each other but have lost emotional closeness, start with Hold Me Tight. If you're trapped in recurring arguments or communication patterns, try Secure Love. And if your relationship has become routine, while you've also lost touch with parts of yourself, Invisible No More may speak most directly to you. What connects all 3 books is the idea that becoming roommates doesn't necessarily happen because 2 people suddenly stop caring. Sometimes life simply becomes louder than the relationship. Responsibilities get attention. Problems get attention. Phones get attention. Everybody else gets attention. And the relationship survives on whatever attention is left. Perhaps the answer isn't trying to recreate exactly who you were when you first met. Maybe it's becoming curious about who you both are now. Start another conversation. Do something together that isn't about responsibilities. Ask your partner something you genuinely don't know. And perhaps simply say, I miss us. What could we do to feel closer again? Thanks so much for watching GrowBooks. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe for more book reviews and recommendations about relationships, mindset, and personal growth. And as always, check the description below for helpful links, including Invisible No More by Julian Merren. Until next time, keep reading, keep growing, and I'll see you in the next video.